Yes. Yes. How we doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Bank Holiday Sunday. Oh, you're having a good one? Plenty of things to do, isn't there? Plenty of time. You know, I love the bank holiday period for the time off. Slow things down. Get to grips with other things more important than work. But having these 4-day weeks in terms of money I'm taking home just seems to be one week after another. But rough with the smooth, can deal with it. And I should be thankful I've got a job as well. So yes, peeps, how we doing? Who's here? Mike, yes. How we diddling, my friend? How's life treated you this week? Hope it's been pleasant. Hello to everybody. Let me get rid of this, sorry. I hope we're doing well. Welcome along, childrensmatter.news. Right, just gonna do a few things here now, guys. So, sorry, multitasking and all that. I'm gonna do this, put that in there, bada bing. And what else do I need to do? What else I need to do is go into here. Oh, I tell you. So let's get in. There you go. Like that. That should appear in there, should it not? There we go. Right, so if I get that, bear with me, folks. You know, just a one-man band, mate. You know what I mean? And got a production team in the background. Don't know where Katie is. Just me and my jackies. You know what I mean? Just invited a couple of guests for the evening. Let's see if they can join us. It's a busy weekend, isn't it? Everyone's flitting off. Lucky if anyone's actually tuning tonight. Like, really, bank holiday, I'm off. Could understand that. But thank you if you are taking the time out. Please like and share. Right, is that everything I've done? Have I done everything here now or what? Right, I think I need to do one last thing. And that is, this is all new to me doing this one. So, if I get that, just putting it on different platforms while I've got the chance, guys. And I probably should have started this on Facebook as well, but I don't think I did. Look, can't do it all. You know what I mean? Hopefully that, yes. Right then. So I've just posted a link onto my Facebook on Red Pill Phil. Yes, we're on there now. So if anyone would like to come in from there and watch the proceedings of tonight, that would be great. How we doing? Yes, we jumped in. We got Mike. What? Oh, Mike, come on, let's talk about it. Come on, mate. I'm here to listen, dude. Had to work. What the chicken pluck? Mate, what is going on there? What type of work do you do, my friend? Yes, Babs. How we doing? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good weekend. Yes, knowledge trip. Mate, welcome along. Thank you very much. Just seeing who joins the stream, if anybody joins. If we don't, we don't. Tonight, we're going to be talking about updates of a meeting that happened in Hull in regards to United Hull against grooming. Also, we're going to be talking raffle, if people can join us. Also, we're going to be talking about a bike ride in aid of a couple of charities. Or, no, let me put it another way. Two great causes. The charity thing left a bad taste in my mouth last week, and I had a lot to think about moving forward. And it kind of scuppered the plans at that point if I was to go forward on a charity direction, or at least the bona fide charities that just want to seem to be unbiased, but by doing that, they're actually affecting the people. You know, twisted, not going to go through it again. So I personally come to a decision of covering two very great causes that one need awareness and two could do with all the financial help they could get, as with most charities, I guess. But these are organic and they're both for great causes in different parts of the world. One is for Hull, for the raise solicitors' fees in order to be able to relook at the evidence. So hopefully I will be able to get Ian in at another point to be able to discuss that a bit more thoroughly, because, you know, we could do with knowing what solicitor, what are the key points, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, I'm just going to follow these guys. They know what they're doing. You know, I'm going to keep read key points from the meeting, which was sent to me by Ian. Ian sadly can't join us tonight because I do believe he's away with his family. So good luck, mate. Hope you're having a good one. And the other charity is going to be, well, it's hopefully soon to be a charity, but it's a great cause without a doubt. And that is Ethan's journey to recovery. Ethan's journey to recovery. That is a young lad that has had an experience in life that many people will never get to see. But to add to that, at the age, it takes a certain individual to endure that, withstand that, and it also takes that of the parents as well. So commend all involved and people externally that do help the family. They're trying to get charity status so they can be in the position to be able to help other families who had to go through what they've gone through or similar things in many different facets. So I'm a firm believer in backing good, honest causes like this. And I've seen pictures of the young boy. He's such a little chuffter. So you can't not help him. Even a 4-year-old boy from Brown Hills has beaten a rare form of cancer, Burkitt's leukemia. After 6 months of intensive chemo, he went into remission on the 13th of December. The love of trucks and help and support of the trucking community got the family through a life-changing time. So yes, definitely up for that. So I've not finalised things yet. It will be in the next week or so. In terms of personally, I've sorted my campsite. I have sorted my tent. I've got a tent anyway, but I needed a more smaller, compact tent because I'm going to be taking it on my bike. I've got pretty much the riding attire via the new helmet. I need to put my bike in for the service. I've got a friend of mine who'll be joining me in a car with a few more supplies that we're going to need for when we camp. So I thought about it a little bit, and I can't wait to do it. I'm going to do a private sponsorship thing with friends and family and work colleagues. And then I'm literally online. I'm just going to put the 2 links up to the 2 great causes. And as I'm doing it, I'm going to be documenting it. And it's down to people if they want to choose either one, both, or none. It's totally up to them. I just want to highlight doing something positive for 2 great bleeding causes at the same time, me doing something I love and seeing parts of the world that I probably won't get to see all the time, you know, and just enjoy it. Yeah, so without rambling, let me get back to some comments. Let's see what I go on in. Car body work, respace. Mate. So you'll be kind of wearing masks and in kind of temperature controlled environments all day. I bet that can't be easy as well, particularly on warm days. That must be killer for you. Killer. And if I need a respray for my bike, could I bring it round to yours and Just whip a little colour on there for us, mate. Kid. You know what I mean? Could it be one of them? So yeah, I'm waiting, still waiting for people to join. I've sent it out to different folks. See what comes back. Be with you soon, right? I'm getting a be with you soon. So that's a positive sign, isn't it? So yes, right. Let me go firstly then. Right. Key points. If you remember last week, guys, we spoke to Ian, didn't we? And he told us all about the way he was treated by pretty much everyone that was invited in a professional capacity to that meeting. So, let me get that comment off because that ain't helping, is it? Right, no mask at all. Man, you're hardcore, dude. Right, here we go. Manchester to Hull with special social event afterwards to raise funds and awareness. Exactly, buddy. Exactly. And you know the weird bit about that, Mike? I've just pressed on your comment that says car bodywork weak sprays, and this comment actually is not even visible in my line of comments because that. Right. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Now I see what's going on. Yes. So no mask at all. Manchester to Hull with a social event afterwards to raise funds and awareness. Well, that's another good thing. I've been talking to, very loosely via message on WhatsApp, but Ian has said for this ride, there's a social club. I'm not sure whether it's Central Hull or on the outskirts. I'm not sure. But these lovely people at this social club have donated the club to kind of be used as the last point, the X marks the spot. So that is lovely of them. I know Ian was talking about having a day arranged on that day, maybe like a barbecue, a fun day of some kind. That sounds awesome. So that would be great. Same again, all this has to be finalised a little bit. At the moment, I'm just basically telling you, one, it's happening, and two, the basic premise of what I will be covering whilst doing it as well. So yes, I do believe we've got Donna here. Right, let me get rid of this comment and bring Donna in. How are we doing, Donna?
Oh, we're doing good, mate. I was planning on being like near to normal because every time we go live, there seems to always be a problem. Something's blown up, well, this time's no different because I thought I'd get away with doing my drink challenge before the show tonight. So I'm still a little bit. I'm on form, but I'm a little bit hazy, if we say. Yeah, like one of the beers say, triple haze. There was a reason why it's called that, and that is because there is a haze after you've drank it. But we'll go with it.
In more ways than one to that, Donna. I'm just going to put the
feet up. Definitely.
But you know what? Yesterday, you wouldn't have wanted to see me. I could barely formulate my own name yesterday. I went on a 40th on Friday with the wife, loads of close friends, top night. But then I spent sat there trying to rework out what actually happened. I was back engineering all day. And it was a struggle because my head felt like there was a little charge going through it. It was an uncomfortable day in many ways. And I can't say I feel 100% now, but I feel much better. But yeah, so it was a good session then, was it? It was a good, nice little...
well, normally we only do the 2 beers, don't we? And then we do the next 2 beers on the next challenge. Well, this time, because I'd already picked a certain beer up, I wasn't putting it back. But then I spotted one that was called Puppet Master, and it was one of them, I've got to buy new, do you know what I mean? So we ended up with 3 beers and gin. So we did the one challenge with the 2 stronger beers, and then went straight onto the other challenge with the, we're calling it the White House drink. because you can understand why. It's a few bananas short of a bunch banana bread Biden beer, and ginger and Summit and ginger Gensaki gin. And we call it the fucking White House special now, so that's the in thing. But we're quite happy off it, and we can understand how they think the way they do. Now we've had one of them, so we called it the White House special.
Right.
Sorry, a little bit of a random rant.
No, I'm glad. I need an appraisal of this beer that you've tasted. So, do you want to fill in people? Is it a weekly thing that you do here, Donna? And where do you do it?
Well, funny enough, we've been together. We're a strong 18 years now, right? And I've kept him off camera because I thought he's going to get me deactivated. Not just a ban, he's going to get me deactivated for what he can come out with. But the older I've just thought, no, because there's people that actually think that he's a figment of my imagination and he doesn't actually exist, including when we was dealing with social services. They didn't believe that Dave existed because I spoke about him the way I did, but they'd never seen him.
Right.
So it's always been a thing with us where we didn't. And I thought, no, it's about time that we show just how mad we are on camera when we're off camera. So this is where so we've decided to do drinks challenges, and we was going to do an hot sauce challenge tonight, but I've lost the advent calendar with the hot sauces in. I don't know how I've lost it, but I've lost it. So yeah, it's just gone from there because we've always said it's us against the world, but people think there's only me that actually exists unless you've actually met Dave. So it's just come from that, and people enjoy it because we're being dickheads.
No, it sounds fun, and it's trying different things, isn't it? But my key point though is that I try and have a light footprint. So, there's times you come on a stream and you come off pissed off for whatever reason. And with myself, I might wind myself up because I'm talking about things. And when I even listen to myself, I'm like, I come off and I'm not in a good place. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Now I refer that to like the consequences of being online, right? Now that's quite tame. The consequences of sitting there and going through an advent calendar of hot sauces, that can be freaking fatal, Donna, in many ways.
Yeah, it'd be fun though.
Well, do you have the toilet?
But at the end of it's one of them. We've spoke plenty of times, and you know that the way I need to look at things is by laughing. Because if I don't laugh at things, I'm going to end up in a straitjacket, and I will be no good for the final fight. Do you know what I mean? And you're not going to reduce me where my vibes are that low that I need a straitjacket to be sat in. So it doesn't matter. Even with work this week, you know how bad it's been at work this week, and that is getting dealt with, right? Don't treat me like a cunt because I'm sorry, French. This is on Children's Matter. I should remember that. Sorry, guys. Don't treat me like an absolute bell end because I won't take it. But you're not going to lower my vibes at the same time. We need to keep our vibes high and fight. Do you know what I mean? Keep going through life and storming through life and just saying, no, tell you what, fuck you, I'm better than that. And that's how I'll keep going.
No, and it's a beautiful way of looking at it. Because let's face it, with everything that goes on, it's so easy to have the opposite mindset and think, how can I not let things get to me? How can I not be serious about life? Because there's so much of it, and particularly if you've got a thinking, common sense brain, and you're online and you're looking.
Don't swear. That's worse than the C word. That common sense.
It probably is, isn't it? So I get it. It's keeping them vibes up, and it's a hard battle. But you know what? The fruits are worth it, aren't they? And if you're going to try and do the right by people as well, I guess you've got that obligation: 1, by yourself, 2, by your family, and 3, by what you're doing. But there's going to be bumps in the road, Donna. We've all experienced
bumps. Is that what we're calling them? I'd say when you hit these potholes, you could end up in Australia. Do you know what I mean? These aren't bumps; these are big potholes. It's just. But the only way that you can control what goes on in your life is by taking control, not by trying to I know it sounds mad, but the only way you can deal with it, don't matter how low you've been in life, you need to grab it by the balls and say, "Oh, you fucker, get back up here." And I've experienced that just because I don't shout and scream about what's happened in my past, which one day I will. But I've got to wait for my kids to be old enough because I don't want them suffering because of me opening my fucking mouth. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to be careful. It's all about my kids. It's not about them. It will be about them when the time's right. But at the moment, I can't do it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't scream and shout about what's happened to me. I've got everything to go when it's ready. But until my children are safe and out of the system, I won't go down that path. I can't. I just won't put my kids in that danger.
That's a battler, Donna. That's all that is. That's a battler.
Yeah.
Witnessing what's in front of her. And you know, the beauty is, with what we've followed over the years, you see that time and time again with people. A survivor of anything, whether it be physical, sexual, you know what I mean, verbal abuse, is a survivor. And the amount of times, the amount of interviews, the amount of people that we know, particularly with some of the subjects that we're going to, you know, hopefully be covering, yes, down the rabbit hole, that the one thing that all of them come to is the same thing. This is something I've got to do. Support, obviously, help, sympathy, you know what I mean? All them are needed as well and will be encouraged. But ultimately, this is about the individual pulling themselves up. What's that? Sometimes I can't read that.
Sometimes I believe in as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast.
Yeah, pretty fair. That's a very philosophical way of looking at it. So, Donna,
I've got that one as well. We'll go off a bit off point here, but that's one of my favourite ones.
You know what? I'd put that on the front door.
Someone would nick it though.
Well, they probably would, wouldn't they?
So, but yeah. When you go on about things, I just think about plaques that are rung about. One of the most recent ones I've got is "My crystal ball says you're full of shit." That's got to be one of my favourites. So, but when you mention things, I could actually, as you're mentioning things, I could go around my house and probably point out a plaque for everything you mentioned because it's there. In this house, when you look round and you look at the plaques, you know it's what I'm thinking. It's not just what's on the wall; it's what I'm actually thinking.
No, you do that a lot on your posts, don't you? You put little statements out, and
it's like it's bullshit and brains, isn't it? Bullshit baffles brains. So sometimes there's only the special twisted people like myself us that'll understand it. Do you know what I mean?
Get the program.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. A lot of people have to use social media in different ways, and in many ways, I can't understand why people use it in the way it is. Knowing the power it is, it could be used for good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a very social media oriented person. I literally just use it to put the work up there, you know, inform people and then come back off it. I don't really sit on there, but for good causes, that's where I'm at, informing people and making people aware, and personal development. It's all about that. But, you know, each to their own. In some ways, that is a good solace for people as well, I guess.
We've I think what it is with us two, we've both gone through that awaken stage together where we've done the protest, we've done this, we've done that, and realised that not a lot's working. So, and we've got to save what we can. So when it is time to do the real fight, we know we're ready for it. Do you know what I mean? We've woke up to certain things. They're never going to work. People are just laughing at us. Do you know what I mean? It's annoying because we put so much effort into it, and I respect everyone that's involved with them. But at the same time, it's wasting time and it's wasting money, and especially with the price rises of everything just recently, it's money people can't afford. So I've always said the best way of doing it is a weekday, right? Outside your local councils, stop the entire government section from moving. Nanas to London, send the lads from London to London and block London off. But at the same time, you've got to be doing every town in the country and block the fuckers from working and see how they like it. Because while we're all in London, they're still moving around freely and we can't get anywhere near the gates to stop them getting in and out. So it's not affecting them. We need it where it's going to affect them. And I've gone on a tangent again. I'm really sorry.
No, I'm glad because I'm taking it in what you're saying. It's redirection of energy. I think I'm on that page a little bit more now. I've covered all manner of different marches. And I don't want to ever say I'm not going to cover any more. But
Sorry, I'm just grabbing a drink.
it's all right. I look at the energy.
Hey, Phil. All right, mate.
All right, buddy. All right, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Good. I look at the energy that I have to project in order to do a video. I maybe go to London, everything that entails, the filming of it, the editing, post-editing, the processing, putting it all back up. I think at the other end, right, people might see it, they might like it, they might not. It might change the world, it might do nothing. I then look at, well, all that energy and money I've then put into that, was it worth it? And I think in many ways now, I think, well, this is a perfect way to kind of shift. You know, I'm doing this bike ride. Now, this bike ride comes from inspiration from the last time we spoke, actually.
I still expect to see you in a tutu one day, mate. You're not getting away with it by trying to bribe me with another bike ride. That don't work, that shit.
Let's just skip off that point a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you know, that itself, for me, I would, I'm fulfilling my own selfish desire of doing something I love, getting on a bike, going from point A to point B, but it'll probably be point Z, because I'll be doing stops and seeing things, country roads, whatever. So it'll be a bit of a journey within itself. I'll educate myself because I'll be seeing something, seeing a bit of the country. I've got a day off work, which I actually don't mind doing. Once I get there, go through the whole experience, meet people. You know, the best thing about it is, Donna, is that there'll be two great causes. And I mean that. And it don't matter about what causes they are at this point. I'm not trying to say, oh, it's all about putting the eggs in these two causes. As long as I've got it in my head and I am perfectly satisfied that the two causes are, for me, sound, and I would like to, you know, bring awareness and hopefully raise some funds. But
at the same time, as you know, right, with the amount we spoke to it, we need to seriously start looking into charities, because when you get in the trouble that these are getting, do you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck's your problem? They're wanting to help people, and you're just delaying it. They've been waiting for a number now. They've had to refill out the forms, and they're being told that they can't. They don't like the way they're going to be handing out lump sums. Well, why don't you pay for their mortgage for 6 months? They're dealing with a very ill child. Why does it take 6 months when they're already on their asses for them to sort something out? This is why this charity's been put together.
Let's go back to that central point there.
Sorry, I went on a rant again.
Very quickly there. We was having a conversation because I rung you up in regards to, one, seeing if Ethan's family and all the organisers would be okay with me kind of doing what I'm doing and kind of putting the charity up there, right? Or hopefully to be a charity, but at least a great cause. I then got to tell you about Ian, what he'd gone through with a bona fide charity that then decided that they didn't want his money, 500 quid. But
because of the way he lent, that was it. Because of the way he was more, I've not had the pleasure of meeting Ian yet, and I hope I do, because obviously we live in the same town, do you know what I mean? So it'd be an honour to meet him. And just let him know how well he is doing, because obviously he's doing what a lot of us do, and that's trying to fight through the bullshit that comes with it. But I haven't actually had the pleasure to meet him yet. But it's
just a guy off the street.
That cares about the kids of his town, because he's one of them that's obviously realised that you need to hit your town. Stop heading to London every time and hit your own town. Make it a national thing on one day. Camp outside the fucking offices, do you know what I mean? That's the type of thing I'd do. Or a chain bloody school gate shut, you know, when they brought the porno work out. Me and him turned up at the school and chained the gate shut, because I just thought and it didn't affect the kids, it was the teachers' gates only. But it was triple padlock by the time I was finished, because the way that they are with the kids. But you can't go out mass protesting anymore. It doesn't work. They're just laughing at you.
The link with you now, with what we discussed with Ian, is that you were then telling me of the problems that the Ethan's family are facing with becoming a charitable status, having charitable status.
Because they don't want paid. Sorry.
Well, I just want to get this point out, and then we'll kind of rinse this
No,
point.
just tell me to shut up. Just say, Donna, I'm going to kick you off in a minute if you don't behave.
You're passionate, and you know what I mean? I'm like, so one of the key points that you mentioned that I couldn't believe is that when they were, or at least whoever is in charge or got an influence in giving them charity status, they've actually turned round to them and said they're not quite sure if they're up for how much money they decide that they want to allocate to individual families, yeah? Now, that is external control in order to get your charity status, isn't it? Because that's then dictating before you've actually got it.
This is also a charity that is not claiming any wages out of what is raised. This is 100% profitable, and they don't like the fact that they're going to be handing out mass amounts of money. And it's like, well, at the end of the day, they've got a mortgage to pay for. That must be a parent's worst nightmare, being told that your child has got something that could potentially kill them, has got a high chance of killing. Do you know what I mean? And they're having to sit by their child, which no parent should have to say bye to a child at 4. No parent should have to say bye to a child before, do you know, full stop. Because we are older, do you know what I mean? It's something that I really, really, myself, even if I had to think about going through it, I could not cope with losing it. It's like I've always said, I'm not scared of dying. I'm scared of being the last one standing. That's what I'm scared of. Do you know what I mean? There's a big difference when you see all the people you love die first, including your own kids. Do you know what I mean? They're having to go through that, and the government don't give a shit. And they're going 6 months without being able to pay the mortgage and stuff like that. That money should be there. Like that. There shouldn't be no fucking questions about it. It should be there to help that family out, and it's not. And this is why they set the charity up. And now they're fucking about and saying that we don't like the way that you're just going to hand lump sums out. Well, how else are you supposed to look after them when they've got bills to pay and an ill child?
But, it's funny, isn't it? There's always a contradiction here. We might not like the way they're just handing out money, or we might not like the way they're saying, donate to this, donate to that, when you can see your own person in your own street who's suffering. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to go there with it, but you know what I'm talking about? But I'm not saying...
Well, look at how quick. Why is it, right? And some people are going to disagree with what I say here, right? Because I've got my own thoughts on this whole... Russia, Ukrainian. I'm trying to say it without, because obviously I know words like that are going to flag the channel up. But with this whole
flagged already,
boom, boom, bang, bang shit, right? People haven't done the research to what's actually happened, and all of a sudden, charity appears, right? That's getting this money, this aid money to the Ukrainians, right? Why have they managed to set up a number so quick when these are going through hell? Do you know what I mean? So someone's earning a lot of that. Do you know what I mean?
Of course it is. And every problem you're facing, they will be getting the opposite. They will be getting fast tracked. You know what I mean? Because they are selected. It's a selective narrative. So boom. Every, charity that has got the word Ukraine in it, boom, give them priority now. Anyone who's Ukrainian, boom, give them this. Boom.
Why are people trusting the Ukrainian president when he was a comedian and he actually played the part of the Ukrainian president before he become the Ukrainian president? Why are people trusting people like that in power?
Why are people trusting the media? When they've lied their ass off for the past at least 3-4 years to a level which I've never seen before in my life. They treated us like we were little children, and with so much fear that I'm a strong-minded person, and me and yourself, many others, did ride the storm, but I also know other people that didn't ride the storm.
Yeah, well, I've learned how to dance in the rain.
You know, so I know how they've done that and I know how they've played it. So with that in mind, when they just suddenly say, well, this is not really there anymore, let's not talk about it, and now this is happening. Are we then to believe that straight off the bat and then go with everything? And this is same again. This is people in movements that do this flip flopping all over the place as well. So I'm kind of done with a lot of it. Once that happened, I thought, fuck that. I'm doing something good. If I'm going to waste my energy, I'm going to waste my energy knowing that one, I feel good about it, and two, it's actually a worthwhile cause. Not running around watching people holding flags up, shouting at each other. I'm fucking done with that. You know what I mean? Because like,
You only have to look at when we was talking about this the other day, where I got given donations, and they said to me, "Can you make sure that the people that travel the journey get some use out of it?" And I found out that there was one particular person collecting donations, and it wasn't going where it was meant to be going. It was going either up the noses or there was smoke in it, you know. And I was like, "I'm not handing." When they've asked me to make sure that people doing the journey get that money, I took it upon myself, and I took the donations money, and I made sure people that had been on the journey and the people that were still there got their essentials, and I made sure I got the receipts. So if I need to be transparent, it's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You can't fucking argue. The money that I had has been spent. And remember, if you remember, we'd already rounded it up to £200. So why would we want to steal from something we'd stuck a load of money into? So
gain out of it anyway, personally. You know, I've done a lot of work. And even if someone comes up to me now in my face and go, well, Phil, I put this, yeah, I have as well. And I've not asked for a single penny. You know what I mean? I've put way more in than I've got out of it. And I still don't want anything out of it, because if I feel I'm doing the right thing and I've got the passion for it, I'll do it. I'm not doing it to generate fame. I'm not doing it to generate anything.
I don't want fame.
Better, you know, but this is why it's important, like I say, with doing a move like that, not just to do it for my own vanity or I love riding, come with me, unless it's specific, but off the coattails of that, there's going to be a cause that's driving it. Two brilliant causes. And it's like, simple. I don't need no money. I don't want the money coming to me either.
No.
I'm going to do sponsorship through my friends and family, which I'll collect their donations. I'm going to split it down the middle, put half in the account that's going to be saying, you know, for the charity, hopefully that they're going to become, and then half.
It will come. It's just taking time because they're dragging the reels in, because it's not something that's going to make them millions of pounds, is it? That's basically the bottom line of it, which is sad.
They should be ashamed, because what they clearly know is that this could do a lot of good work for people. And I know what you're saying, but, you know, there doesn't seem to be a lot of worth in trying to build people up and make their lives more improved.
The thing is, though, when people are doing that, it keeps the vibes high, because I know full well if I help just one person before I die, I've done my job. Do you know what I mean? I've helped someone. And it's one of them things where it drags you down and keeps you in your low vibes instead of where you should be in your high vibes. It's all down to fucking. It's the same shit, just a different perspective.
Of course it is. You know, and it's at this point now, if you've not got that helpful vibe about you, about helping people who truly need it, and even being a source of positive energy for people to look to who are possibly going through bad patches, see nothing but negativity, but then go, all right, you know, someone's doing a bit of something good there. Someone's not just being a product of it, which might inspire them to go about their daily business in a better way, which will self-empower them. Yeah. So it's just a win-win. I don't want fuck all out of this. You know what I mean? I just want to
We work for a living. We don't need the money. We're quite happy with what we earn. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And you need to be sending me luck on Tuesday, Wednesday, by the way, because I'm in for my modular 4. So it's me reversing and uncoupling.
Right.
This is the one. This is the bit where I'm actually thinking this is going to be an hard couple of days, but I'll do it. The driving forward's not a problem, but when you have to reverse an Arctic, unless you remember that you've got to fucking drive in the opposite direction, it could get rather messy. So yeah, I'm in from that part of it this week.
Yeah, well,
So yeah, I just thought I'd change the subject a little bit.
are you confident?
I'm confident, but I'm not overconfident because I know being overconfident will fuck me up. So it's one of them where I've just got to keep a level head. This is the bit where I know I've got to keep a level head. Driving forward, not a problem. This bit is the where I need the level head.
I
So
think gentle nerves is one to be expected, and two that will govern you to respect what you're doing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you say, the one thing you don't want to do is be overconfident and overshoot it because you
yeah, I can do it and then fuck it
respect.
all up. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think you'll do it. You'll smash it as normal. So
I
then,
know full well if I go in overconfident, there's a few drivers that'll kick my ass for being a dickhead. So I've been part of it for around 21 years on and off. Do you know what I mean? So I know the truckers and they'll kick my frigging ass if I go in with that attitude. So I've got to keep level because I know this is the hardest bit for me.
sounds like a little bit of peer pressure there in order to get your ass in gear because it's moments like that where you don't want to tell anyone you're doing the test. So if anything bad does happen, then no one needs to know about it. But the fact that you know everyone now it's on in it, it's like me doing
Well,
the
I want people to know what they're going into if they do go for the test. You know what I mean? But at the same time, until I've not put a mass post on Facebook like I'd normally do with everything else. You know what I'm like? I'll gob about anything. But this, I'm talking to you about it on here, and I know there'll be people that know me, and no doubt I'll end up with messages when it's the day comes. You know what I mean? But it's one of them things where
Can
I
I
need to
just
keep a level head instead of getting too excited and putting videos out. I'll wait until I've done it and then explain to people what it's like to sit the test. So if they're on about doing it themselves, hopefully my video will help them think, well, is it for me or is it not for me? Instead of them wasting all that. I always think outside the box, and with me, it was like people still need to see it, but I need to keep a level head, and that's why it's not being advertised as much as it has. As
that's
normal, even.
I hope you want trying to avoid Facebook because I'm probably going to download this and upload it to Facebook
Oh
anyway.
no, that's fine, that's fine. But it's one of them where I haven't directly put a status out for everyone to know. It's one of them things I'll let them know when I'm done. I just need, instead of everyone getting me all excited, I need to stay level. So I've just kept it off my
Listen,
own.
your vibe here, and you're playing one thing, but you're doing another because you've just said it in a roundabout way. You're playing the kind of "oh, I don't know" vibe, and no, I'll do it, but you know, I'm a bit "ooh," and I know what's going on. You're keeping it low key. You're gonna go there. You're gonna knock it out the park. You're gonna walk back on Facebook and go,
And I'll
and
be like, yeah, look what I've just done. Yeah, one of them, hopefully, do you know what I mean? So I've got to keep at that level now just to make sure that I do it and I'm not thinking, do you know, because the worst thing you can have in your head when you're going through something like that is you're thinking you're letting everyone else down when it should be about you. If you fuck up, it's your fault. It's not down to all the pressure. It's your own fault. You've gone for it and you've got either too big-headed or you've got into your shell and you've fucked it up yourself.
well,
Right? So
exactly.
I've got to go in.
It's that expectation because you see your peers do it. They know you've got the aptitude to do it. They know you've got the skills to do it. So then, like you say, that only comes to so much. You've got to do the rest of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're like very wary of that. You know you can do it, but you've still got to do it, and you've got to
And
pull out.
it's just because I scream and shout about the truckers as well. It's like more people will take me seriously if I'm actually driving. Even though I've done class 2 in the past, I'm off for my class 1, and as you know, I'm going straight into wide loads. I'm not going. I've got respect for every driver out there. So before I say anything further to criminate myself, right, I've got respect for every driver, but I can't do general. I need a challenge at work, and to me, this is a challenge. This is why I want to go into Stego category 3 eventually, because I want the challenge. And what's best to be on your CV if you want to go into big 100-some plus workloads, right? If you can do a Stego category 1, which is the fragile wide loads, you can do 2 and 3, not a problem. And I need that. I need that experience so I can go into Stego category 3, and that is where I'm aiming for. So hopefully I'll have a big bull-nosed truck and a remote control trailer, and I'm like going, now fuckers, what are you going to do? Do you know?
have you got a time span for that? Can you see yourself doing that in what, a year, 6 months? What do you see
I've
yourself?
got about 4 years left on the timing I've given, because I give five years in total, and it was about a year ago I actually turned around and says, right, my 5-year plan is I am going for Stego category 3 work, because it's that ultimate buzz of knowing that you can. Who am I kidding? I just want a remote control trailer and a bullnose truck and a shitload of escort vehicles running around me all the time. That's all I want. It's just, there's no like power mad thing there. I just want a fucking bullnose truck and a trailer.
So do you get a little bit of snobbery with the drivers that drive them big ass, you know, the heavy loadies? Are they like, listen, bro, look at the skills I'm doing, mad skills getting this down this road. I'm not just doing.
I've got a lot of drive because they know I'm going in, but obviously because they know me from from escorting and stuff like that, and for them that haven't tuned in before, escorting 4 wheels and flashing lights, not the other escort paying for.
I was going to
Right.
say,
You only have to look at the shoulders to realise that I'm not an escort that goes with married men. I'm a one that drives a van with 4 wheels and flashing lights for anyone that's just tuned in. So, because they've got to know me through this trade, they know what I'm capable, and they'll tell you I graft as hard as any bloke in the trade. You get 110% of me off, fuck all. And like, you know, we've had problems this week, so they're about to get it in the office. But there's good and bad with every job. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I've gone on a rant again, Anna, so.
But it'll lead nicely to Ethan. Ethan's love of trucks, and if you could just run through the family, the organisation, because I guess you could class it as an organisation right now, hopefully to become a charity. So just let people know about.
Well, it has got charity state. It has already got charity status, but they are waiting for this number. This is what the problem is.
Right. Okay. So do you want to talk about Ethan? Who's Ethan?
Ethan's. Well, it's mad because the way we talk about him, you'd think that we'd been involved with him for years and years and years. And what it was is a woman called Shaz contacted me after I'd been into Sutton Scotney services, and I'd spotted a Thomas the Tank Engine with no face. Then I took pictures of it and put it on Facebook, and Shaz contacted me and asked if she could use the pictures to put into this little boys group, and she explained a bit, and I was like, add me, and I'll take a breath in between, shall I? So I was like, I sent her the pictures direct, and I was like, and can you send me a link to the group? And that's how it happened. And we started talking to Ethan's mum and dad and stuff. Now we're basically part of the family. We'll do anything. It's like we took him when they come to see us. We took him around Smith's toy store, and he's just he's been through so much.
Yeah.
With all the treatment and stuff, but he's beaming, smiling, his thumbs up and slip the clutch. When people, do you know when people come up to me in the street and they're like, they look like the whole world's against them, and you think of people like Ethan and even my brother, because you know what's going on with my brother, right? They've been through so much at such a young age, and they can still give you that beaming smile, but then you've got arseholes coming up to you that think the whole world owes them a penny. There's just that bond between us. They are family. They might not share the same blood group, but they're family. And what they've done, despite of everything that Ethan's gone through, right, they're forever going to hold a piece of my heart. And there's no other way of saying it. They will always hold a piece of my heart, because that is a fucking strong family. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, it was that got us involved. But we went down to the charity event where they actually announced that it was an official charity now. They was just waiting for the number. And the people that turned up was absolutely awesome. And they did raise a lot of money. I'd have to ask them exactly how much, but I'm one of them that at the same time I don't like to be too nosy, because that's their business. But yeah, it's their family. They've gone from not knowing them at all to family. And the one person I will thank for that is Shaz, because if she'd never got in touch with me about them pictures, I would have never met him. But he's now a big part of our family. And they're doing absolutely fantastic work.
Explain a little bit about his character, Donna.
He's, well, I tell you what, he can park his truck better than a lot of truck drivers I know, which is saying something. Right, 4-year-old and he's in his own little unit and he's like parking it. Do you know what I mean? He's absolutely brilliant. He's there's no, he glows. He glows. No matter where he goes, he glows. And even at his poorest, I've seen him have a paddy. Do you know what I mean? Because his dad come out and visited us at one of the service stations that we'd stopped in overnight, and we had we are now video to video call doing it. I think it was over Messenger, and he was throwing a proper wobbler. But it also with Dave getting involved, it started with the farm cafe video where we was going round all because he likes anything mechanical. He loves his trucks, anything with an engine in basically. So when we was at farmhouse, we decided that we was going to do this video. Well, Dave went into child mode. Do you know how he can go into his Tourette's mode or he can go into his angry man syndrome mode? Well, he went into child mode and these big guns, he was calling them bang bangs. And from there, Ethan was like, I want a bang bang I can shoot my toys out of. And I'm like, oh, what have we done here? But we found him a little, it was like hovering ping pong balls with two guns and he shot his dad a few times with them. And we are still looking for that ultimate cannon that can throw his toys out of. But it's been a gradual thing. We can't even say it's been that gradual because for some reason we clicked. It was as if we was meant to be there to help each other. Do you know what I mean? So it was quite a quick thing. Like I said,
I think I get what you mean there, because it's that transition away from doing all the other stuff and all the concentration in a certain movement or many different things, culminating how you feel at that present time, and then you're still feeling, well, do a walk away, do a stay, what do I do? There's a little bit of that floats in. So when you say that I needed that as well as, they needed me, or at least we got a mutual benefit out of it. Is that what you're alluding to a little bit?
I think we keep each other balanced in that sense, yeah.
Right.
It's
right. No, it makes sense because.
But he's a truck driver as well, so there's that truck driving link there.
Right.
And he don't like London. We found out he didn't like London this week.
Ethan's dad or Ethan?
Ethan's dad doesn't like London. He got rather stressed out. So
driving his truck around London.
It was a bit of driving his truck and waiting for 14 hours before it could be unloaded that was the difference. So because it was building sites, he had to wait any time from after 4:30. You'd find that they wouldn't take the deliveries, so he'd spend until 9:30 the following morning waiting for him to turn back up, which was stressing him out.
Right. He was hoping to get there, get unloaded, and get back off before the close site. He
was hoping to at least get to his. So in that job, it seems to be everything's a bit of a race before you're parked up for a long time, and a lot of truck drivers don't like to be parked up for all them hours. You can have 9 hours off and set back off. Do you know what I mean? So when you sat around for 14, 15 hours, we've had to do 24 hours, and it's shit, absolutely shit.
These aspects of trucking that a lot of people won't recognise or won't even appreciate on that level. I know a job's a job, and people will say, "Well, that's your job," but I wouldn't want to be in that position. I'm glad I just do my job and I'm getting off once I'm finished, not on a day-to-day basis. I might be held up for 8 hours, or I might have to sleep over before I can finish my job.
Well,
I don't like that.
Just looking at our job in the winter, it's near impossible to do our job because we're curfewed in the hours of darkness, or we're curfewed from 3:30 to 6:30. But then by the time you reach the end of the curfew, it's dark because it's winter. Do you know what I mean? So we can be parked up for 16, 17 hours at a time. And so that in the winter, you find it happens quite a lot, and it does your freaking head in. Do you know what I mean? But
I bet there's a lot of stress and anxiety with truck drivers, isn't there?
Yeah, because
aspects of the job. Like we spoke about the snobbery that you with all modes of transport.
A big problem, right? And just
sorry, 2 seconds. We've got the lighter. Thank you. So I'm just making sure that they don't say anything to get us kicked off while I was walking in there. So, as you know, Dave can be ruthless on camera. And there's certain times for certain things.
So you still doing this bike ride in July?
I personally ain't doing the bike ride because I need stablers and helmet and everything, but they will be, and I'll be behind them with the camera going, you're going to be sore later. So, yeah.
I still want to be a part of that. I still want to be a part of
Well,
that.
I'm looking at tutus now. I don't know whether you prefer a purple one or maybe a cerise pink.
A see-through one, how about that one?
You've got to realise you're going to be wearing a mankini as well, so we need to cover it somehow because trying to hold everything in one of them mankinis is a bit impossible.
What are you guys
So
saying?
I'm trying to keep your dignity by getting a tutu that'll cover the jewels when they start falling out.
I'm all up for keeping a low key or maintaining some form of anonymity, but in a mankini and a tutu, I don't know whether that'll have that effect. So that's all I'm worried about.
I just see the fact that it's going to raise more money for an excellent charity, and it's just a bit of an adult fun, you know. And I think, yeah, either that or I'll think of something. But you're going to end up turning out as Catwoman or fucking Batgirl or something like that. So it's your choice. It's up to you.
If we're going to define, my idea of fun is not riding down the street in a mankini and a tutu.
Well, what about a fucking red cape and Supergirl fucking
No, I think I'm only joking. I'm only joking being apprehensive, honest. I can't wait to do it, Donna.
I can't wait to video it because I ain't getting on no bike. I might do the last mile for comedy just so people realise just how dangerous I can be on a bike. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that on its own, seeing me wobbling between traffic might just earn itself a bit of coin. Do you know what I mean? Get it straight in the pot and we're laughing. But yeah, me on the bike.
We'll see. So
when I pedal, what it is, do you know when I pedal?
Yeah.
My arms go with my legs, so I can't keep balance.
Right.
And I can't believe I just done this. Sorry if that went blurry and I've done anyone's eyes in, but
it's a little bit trippy, but it's all right. It's a nice effect, that actually. Could they do
with me big bulldog in the background.
I like the tie.
That's actually a wall mural, so that's bigger than me, as you can see.
Looks mint.
That's little Miss B's bedroom when she comes to visit.
Have you spoke to her recently?
I'm going to give her a call tomorrow, but last time I spoke to her was about a week and a half ago, so I need to do some catching up, find out how she's doing and stuff.
Yeah, give her my love. I'll probably catch up.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, hopefully she's another battler. So, Donna, have you been kind of catching up on what's been going on in Hull? I mean, with Ian and whatnot.
I know what you're going with here. Are you on about the whole trying to?
I'm basically just going to move over. I want to get your opinion on Operation Marksman. They feel that should be open.
Operation Marksman, another fucking taxpayers fucking failed bullshit thing where they look like they care as a token effort, but they don't actually give a shit in real life. You on about that one?
Well, this is it. They acknowledge survivors, but say there's no evidence. So that's a bit of a contradiction in terms there. And I personally, if I was in that job, I would do everything I can to get them girls justice. You know what I mean?
We are a Labour-run town. They're bothered about votes. Fuck all else, right? Because that's their way of saying, oh, we'll look after them once they come out of it, but we're not going to stop it, and you're not going to take funds off people that are slightly right-leaning. Do you know what I mean? It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
It's indicative of what's going on. I mean, there's many places that we do hear that's having this issue, and the social ramifications as well. On a bigger level, you could argue that as much as people want to point the finger at people for talking about this, the social consequences of this is going to be apparent. You're going to get hatred kind of being bounced off both sides at each other on a low level at each other because they're the products of this, if you know what I mean. So if you've got authorities that ignore it, keep everyone together and don't want to hold anyone account, don't want to bring it up as a debate, don't want to have a talking point, that will garnish like a bit of acrimony, won't it, between all sides. And particularly when you've got people that want to sanctimoniously sit there and project how they're brilliant and you're just a wrong un for thinking like this.
Well, the amount of things that I've actually tagged Turner in, which is our local Labour MP, right? I think he's a pompous prick. The only thing I've ever agreed with is the thing with the P&O ferries, because that was a low shot to a lot of workers. Do you know what I mean? But I've been in the Carl Turner support group several times because I've threatened to take his office from him, and I am seriously thinking about running again next year and actually getting my paperwork in time so I can actually run for if there's some sort of party that I can actually agree with, then I'll go for the party. If not, I'll be independent. But things need to change, and the victims need more. They're getting the support, but it seems to just be one of them where it's a token effort to keep the constituents happy, and it's not real. It's not real at all. Otherwise, they'd take donations off of anyone, despite any like leaning in whatever direction or. Do you know,
this is the silly thing here, Donna. To me, this is non-paradigmal issue. I'm sorry. How can the left wing say that the rape of a young child is predominantly right-wing based? Now, all right, you could argue, well, colour-based. I think on a morality level, anyone I've spoke to when I go to marches, they're not asked about the race of anyone if they can see the crime.
Don't give a shit if you're pink, blue, purple, red, green, whatever, right? If you come into this country, you actually come into this country to help build this country. You don't come into this country to rip the system off and rape our women and children. It's that simple. If you're coming into this country, you give something because you should respect the country that said, tell you what, we'll give you a chance and get you away from the shithole you've been in. But this isn't the same type of people. These don't respect shit. They don't care what you are, who you are. They do not respect you.
Well, that, like I say, unfortunately, the tolerance of a society will wear off if that carries on. You know what I mean? You can see it. And if the media all the time, as the tolerance is wearing off, keep pointing the finger at people and calling them certain names and disregarding the talking points, that's only going to make it worse. It's never going to make it better. And it'll only get to a point where it'll come to a head in so many different ways. I mean, in many ways, are they waiting for people to get killed before it will become a relevant talking point?
To be fair with you, mate, I don't even think people getting killed will become a relevant talking point. As sad as it sounds, even that, unless it's something directly to do with said person, like these people that think, oh, well, it's not happening to me, right, so it don't really matter. Unless it happens, they don't. Nothing is going to happen. Do you know what I mean? As sad as it is, I think the only time people will stand up together and proper kick off is if things like Facebook are took down or Twitter's took down. Do you know what I mean? That is when people all of a sudden come together because they can't fucking sit on the computers all day or they can't. That is as bad as I think it's going to get, where it's going to have to get as far as it's going to be social media that kick people off, not people's kids. And it's a sad turn of events, but that is basically it.
You've got a major point, Donna. Whether it will be social media that will be the catalyst, I can't say, but it's one of many things that in it. So that you could be right with that. But what I do fundamentally agree with is that shit's got to get really worse before it's going to get better.
Oh, and without a doubt.
Unfortunately, I can see it, you can see it, many other people can see it. It's unfortunate that we have to wait for people to catch up and then probably to be deprived of something to realise that they now need to get into some form of conscious fight themselves instead.
People are too bothered in materialistic things. instead of actual old school fashioned family values. And
Yeah.
people can say to me all day long, well, my family comes first. So why are you so bothered about your car, your job, your house, and everything else? You know, you should be thinking about your kids first.
In a broken society, why would that matter anyway? If you've got everything you need, but yet everyone else around you is struggling, and society is having a consequence of that, as in society is broken, what good is that car if you're going to have to drive through estates pretty quickly? Because then the sentiment may turn against you. You're not that person that was respected anymore. You're that person that sat back, creaming the riches, watching people go through shit. And I'm not trying to incite anything here, but that intolerance thing will pop up again. You know what I mean? So what good is your money in a society that is broken? Far better to have just what you would class as just good, wholesome prosperity for you and your family without wanting all the riches of the world and not buying into too much commercialization that the TV wants to pump you. Just get what you need in life to make yourself rich on all different levels, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. But at the same time, have your eye out for other people, and in many ways, try and help where you can. Whether
Yeah.
I don't know, in many different ways. And I think if we all adopt that instead of the take mentality, which is being bred through many different forces, that we won't be where we're bleeding at now anyway. So in many ways, I think the way to fix this is not listening to any government, because no government will do what we want them to do. Let's face it,
Exactly.
one another.
And when you think about it, if they carry on going the way they're going, people like us are going to be skint anyway, because they'll go to the digital currency. And then every time we speak out, because I don't give a fuck what anyone says, whether you take the money off me or not, right? I'm not going to shut up, because I know what's right, and I'm not going to stay quiet when you're doing something wrong. So I know I'm going to be in them thousands of people where they go, well, think, and press the big red button, and all of a sudden you can't get no fucking funds. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, you said it before, didn't we? We're only going to get to a point where people are then going to go from, oh, I thought that was a conspiracy. No, it's an actual fact. And
yeah,
seen it, the writing's been on the wall for the past, 2-3 decades. And incrementally, it's all come into play. So, same again, that's the worst part about it. I know I've got to sit here for another 20 years to watch society go down to another level to go, well,
in 20 years we might just be off grid though. So, because I reckon, apparently we're fine about, we're not going to get nuked until about the 5th of May, according to The Simpsons, and they've been right up to now. So, yeah, we'll go with that one, because they seem to be more factually correct than the mainstream media seem to be. So we'll just sit and watch The Simpsons, because some shit will come out of that.
You know what? In many ways, I don't listen to a single word of any of that, because in many ways, I'm sick of online. It's gone from an informing source of information that's up to enlighten you and enrich you, to one that is grossly confusing the fuck out of the mass population now. So even though you're getting trauma and fear coming from so-called legitimate sources, you're getting so much shit pumped in from your friends, from your family. Look at this, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. You don't even know what's up or down. Half of it's not even reliable, and they're not even fucking sourcing it before they send it, but they're still getting on that vibe, they're still feeling the energy, and they're following some misinformation with a vibration that tells me that you've bought into the shit. So I'm like, fuck this. I don't even know what to believe. Go back to your values, Phil. What you're about, what you want to stand for, and that's it. Get out of this online community that don't seem to know their ass from their elbow. And these are red pill people, Donna. And if some people might get upset by that, even the pissing haters, like I give a fuck. Take it.
No, we love them all.
Up and down, wobbled all over the place, flip-flopped all over the place, and now still disseminating bullshit that's getting people all over the place, getting them making wrong decisions wrong marches, doing the wrong things while they're there, all because they can't help but get into chats and chatting shit and sending stupid bullshit.
Again, it goes back to the ones with the egos as well. They see an opportunity to do this big march and I'll be famous within the right wing and stuff like that. And you just think, asshole. It shouldn't be about your ego. It should be about the cause. And when they go out and they're thinking, oh, I'm going to get there, do you know what I mean? I'm going to end up with money in my pocket and I mean, love you.
Good job on slagging her off, wasn't it, Donna? Jesus.
Yeah, we've got no reason to slag her off, though, have we? Our little Rottweiler. Well, no, she's not even a Rottweiler, is she? She's too small to be a Rottweiler. She's like the Jack Russell of the smaller breed. You really don't want to bite in your ankles, put it that way.
No, but it's right. Honestly, hey, Phil, I just got the notification. Are you joking me? I put it in WhatsApp, Katie. I put the stream in WhatsApp. So I'm sorry. Don't know whether to buy that one. You were the first one to get the link, Katie. Hey.
Yeah, Katie, listen.
I don't know. I'll get you both. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Look,
that's what we're worried about.
And that was for complimenting her. Imagine if we was putting the boot in there online.
Do you know what I'd love to do? One day, do you know, all us that, you know, get on, have some sort of fancy dress party because I'm turning up as Jim Carrey out of The Pet Detective, right? And I want Yvonne on me back in the little fucking rucksack, right? And when someone pisses me off when they've had a drink, I'm just going to let Yvonne loose on them. You want to start? Go on.
I know, she's got that ferocious...
You just imagine the dress, it was The Pet Detective, wasn't it, with the little rucksack on the back and he kicked his ass, right? Well,
yeah. You know, the one thing I will say there is having that strong-willed nature about you, people misconstruing you because of your aesthetics. If you're small, people might not take you seriously. If you're a female, they might not take you seriously. So in this movement of people who are opinionated, people who've got opinions, but ultimately people who kind of react on emotion as well, rather than react on rationale and doing the right thing by people. So we can then see the pitfalls with anyone who's got a gob. If you're doing it in the right way. Now, I know Yvonne has had an amazing load of crap doing what she was doing with various organisations and in a personal life. I know you yourself have had the same crap. Not the same crap, but, you know, we've all had crap.
Yeah.
That's the point that I'm saying. Because what it tends to attract is people maybe of egos with an opinion, but all of a sudden don't like you standing up, don't like the cut of your jib. So even though they're in the same movement with you, they don't support you. Because even though they don't like you. It's like,
don't you find out as well that they seem to know more about you than you know about yourself? And that's when rumours start as well, because they want you to fail, so they'll do everything. And I just think, I don't want the fucking crowd. I just want people to sit up and listen and then make your own decisions. We're not about wanting to live as free people in a democracy. We need to learn to make our own decisions. It's nothing about needing to follow one person or the next. It's just listen to what other people are saying. And it's like I always say, right, this is going to happen. We're going to be there. If you want to come, you come. If you don't, you know, you don't. But don't sit there fucking shouting and bawling that you're this patriot when you won't even get off your asses and go and do something. It's like they give all the thumbs up when you're going live on a video, but when it actually comes to the day, they're too scared of either losing their job, so they'll lose their house. So they won't go, or it's too far. This is why I said that, like, yeah, we did the convoy into London. Yeah, man. Go on. Yes. Let's go for it. Challenge accepted.
Is the world ready for this?
I'm not sure. This is why I'm glad to be a part of it, to be fair. This is a part of history that you do want to be involved in.
Right, all right. Yvonne, I'm going to send it you through WhatsApp.
Yes!
Let's get Yvonne in.
Bring it on.
So, because we don't want to make the stream too long, but let's get Yvonne in. See what go on in. Let's see what she's been up to. Sorry, I've just got to locate.
Me and Yvonne have spoke a lot of times, right? And we have had times where I was involved with, I'm not going to mention who it was. I was involved, I was just about to start doing charity work and they attacked Yvonne and I went, no. Just, no, you don't slag that woman off. She's been through so much, right? And I walked away. I don't wish any harm on anyone involved in that charity, but I am not going to physically sit there when people are trying to destroy each other that are supposed to be on the same side.
On
So it
what
was like,
basis are they doing that anyway? In many ways, that's more malicious than it is anything else.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, you don't know the individual. Let's not make it all about Yvonne or anyone else here, because we get that backstabbing that goes on all over the place with all different characters. Like I say, anyone who stands up here now, if someone could go, oh, I like Red Pill Phil, I know there'll be half a dozen people who'll have a right moan about things I've done over the past. They'll assume all kinds of shit, why I've done it, what I'm all about, and then they'll start spreading a load of bullshit to other people, convincing them that that's what I'm about. And I think, well, none of y'all know me. And there was a time when that used to kind of get on your mind. Now,
where now it's more, well, while they're talking about me, they're leaving other people alone that might not have just as thick skin as what we've got. So it's a case of carry on, deal with it.
Is that
build the bridge, get over it.
The worst part about it, Donna, is how counterproductive it is. You're actually eating any form of a movement, any form of collaboration alive. You're eating yourself alive, because I tell you, all it's done for me is made me more adamant about lack of trust and wanting to work with people in this movement. And that's all it is. And the crazy thing is, I only come into this to stand side by side. I didn't come in to be Mr. Frontman, Mr. Red Pill Phil, you do this, you do that. Fuck that. I'm not a one for demigods. I don't do demigods. I do people who have all got a brain, all conscious, all
and keep it real.
Honestly, because what I liken it to, you do a march, you've got one demigod there, that demigod gets taken away. What are the marchers going to do then? But if you're all on the same level, if you're all on the same conscious level, and you've got no leaders because you're all on the same fucking level, you're all doing duty, what can they do?
We go on about, day by day, we go on about people being able to think for themselves and it being a democracy and you being your individual person, but then at the same time, they're trying to find someone to lead them. You don't need to have a leader, you just need to use your common sense and always listen to your gut. If I'm one of them where I'll read the headlines and I'll read the first few lines and I'll think, right, is there something in this or not? Then I'll carry on reading the entire article, but I always keep an open mind because I know it's come from the mainstream media, so there's some truth there, but something's always been twisted. And that's how I work. I think for myself. I don't need someone to tell me what to do. I'm a grown adult. I'll do what I need to do when I need to do it. AKA Miss B. Love it. Yes.
Can you hear me, Yvonne? Is Yvonne in the room? Yvonne, are you on mute, Yvonne? Because you're not muted here. Hello?
She'll start swearing in a minute.
I know, innit? Yvonne, unless you haven't got a reception, all I can say is that you may have yourself on mute. Because you're certainly not mute. Oh, hold on. What did I say there? You've got yourself on mute, Yvonne.
Press your little mic in the corner. It's not a good thing to have a little red line through it.
I just seen it when I dashed over.
You can guarantee she's been ranting for the last couple of minutes while she's been on and not realised she's been muted. You know that, don't you?
I can't unmute it. She'll have to do herself, won't she? Because there's nothing I can do. Yeah, she is. Yeah, unmute yourself, Yvonne.
Yeah, I can see the mic. Come on, Miss V. That's it. Yay!
Because they chose to mute themselves. Come on, Yvonne. What's going on here?
Don't be doing that 80s perv on us. Just come on, talk. We was looking forward to you coming on, so speak, please. Please.
I mean, she don't want to say nothing. She just wants to
Unless
be
she's
that
having problems.
Napoleon.
She might have to go out and come back in again.
Yeah,
She might be having problems there end.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh, she's just pops off.
Yeah, she'll be popping off to pop back on again. Watch and see if it makes a difference.
Well, hopefully it will. But yeah, no, it's the hard knocks. And in many ways, you know, you learn so much from it, Donna, don't you? I mean, let's get on to that for a few minutes. As much as it's crap and as much as none of this is really organic, it's online. You know what I mean? It's hard to make it real when it's online. That's why you don't act like a dick. You don't get in people's faces because that ain't real. You're not going to do it on a street, so why get overinflated and pumped up?
Yeah, one of the things that grind on me more than anything is when they turn up to protests and they think it's a day out drinking, and I think it's not a day out drinking. Go for a drink to the pub afterwards, but if you're going to go out with a can of Stella, stick it in a fucking Lucasade bottle or something. If you're that desperate for a drink, stick it in a Lucasade bottle or something. Don't give the media chance to snap and go, oh, look at these right-wing thugs drinking fucking Stella going, no, don't do it.
It's not a good look. I've been so criticised for that over the years because I was pretty much the only one talking about that in the early days when I first come on. Because what I didn't realise is that I was expected to play the game, Donna. I was expected to not see things that were kind of negative and just keep talking about the positive. But to me,
but again, it was complying. It was complying to something when you're supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? It was always about complying or finding that leader.
Yeah, I'm free thinker, so I'll get in a movement and I'll see people running around drinking, getting pissed up, right? Doing things in a march that you think, well, you're only going to look daft to someone now on the street. Then the photos come, then the headlines come with it, then people screaming bullshit at people on the street.
It don't matter that the other side burn buildings down, but if we're found with a can of Stella, it's enough to black the name. Do you know what I mean?
This is like 9 times psychological than it is anything else, really. You know what I mean? Getting that point out, but that point has to be done in a professional manner, whether we like it or not. I want to be outraged when I'm on the street because I can't believe the world where it's going, and I can't believe particularly what I'm probably talking about or going to that march about. But the bottom line is, I've got a duty to uphold myself in that moment. I don't want to bring anyone or any part of that movement into disrepute by my actions. And I want to go home with my conscience clear and go, you know what? If I have engaged someone, I haven't engaged them, I haven't dissed them, I haven't struck them, I haven't stuck the fingers up. And, you know, I might have took the piss, I might have done a little bit of that, which I do. But I wouldn't take it anywhere that I wouldn't do in real life. So it's so head up a little bit, but yeah. Yvonne, are you back in the what?
Go on. Are we there?
Are you in, Yvonne? No. Don't know what's going on.
Unless the only other thing I can think of now is she's got a volume down. So she's sat there wondering what we're saying, but can't hear us. So then she's not speaking in return. I don't know. It's she'll probably be there ranting, going, "You fucking stupid thing, play." But we know what's at the other side of that camera.
See, I've invited her into the stream. I don't know whether she's watching the stream and been invited in at the same time, because that's probably not a good idea. So she might. I don't know whether she is, but if she's got a separate tab that's actually watching the stream, she's probably better getting into that, because that may cause all kinds of shit.
Sorry, hang on. I'm just going to mute 2 seconds.
No worries. Oh, look, everyone's muting on me. Look, you invite people in, right? Look what happens. You get muted. Free fingers.
After sulking, I'll be back in a second.
She overheard me moaning. Look at that. Can't get away with moaning now. Oh, come on, Yvonne. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, private chat. We've got a private chat. I've just followed the link. Have you? Right, yeah. Well, you're in. Or you was in, Yvonne. But you seem to have an audio problem. So hopefully, try again. Because the one thing about this is pretty straightforward. It is pretty straightforward. Right, let's briefly go over one thing I will, which is the raffle. If anyone is interested, I know I don't like keep coming asking people, but you know, I get kind of embarrassed coming on all the time asking for money, and I guess that's all I'm going to be doing for a while. Innit? Donate to this, donate to that. Do you want to buy a raffle ticket? But you know, with this raffle, it's good merchandise, good quality merchandise, and it's a good cause for the Children's Matter.news moving forward as well. So if you would like to partake in that, let me get the. Is that it? I think that's it, but I'm not sure whether the number's right because it may have changed now. But if you follow everything down there, if you would like to purchase a ticket, I know many of you have that are listening to this, so I don't want to keep drumming it down your ear. Thank you for all your support. If you can't donate, if you can't put into the raffle, don't worry about it. Just your support, your like and share is more than enough. If you spread the good word about what Donna is following with Ethan's journey of recovery as well, please share that.
You can always put the link in the comments if you want. Because you remember the group now, aren't you? So, no, it's basically there to help families so they're not actually having to wait for 6 months before they get any help off the government while the children are seriously ill having treatment. That's all they want to do is they want to help other families.
Well, this is it. Worthwhile cause, same as I've mentioned Hull as well, in terms of their plight in trying to finance a solicitor now to rerun through all the evidence. So to me, the worthwhile, bona fide, organic, street level causes that I'm well up for representing or trying to raise awareness and money for as well. I just don't want to. I'm not that technological about getting links off groups and stuff.
Yeah,
like
the amount of concentration that goes into my system when I'm trying to do a video is unbelievable.
You know, this is hitting a new realm as well, and this is, I will say this is where a lot of people in the background come into their fore, Donna. It's all right, me being front of house and going, yeah, Repeal Fail leaving the pissinators. I'm going here, I'm doing that, doing this interview. Yeah, that does a certain thing, but that's not the whole package. One thing I appreciate, and I always do, is people that do silent things in the background on an organizational level. You know what I mean? Now, fundraising and doing GoFundMe's, organizing, you know, events, this, that, and the other, that takes a certain skill, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure whether I possess them skills to do all that. There's certain things I do possess, but I do acknowledge when I see people that have set something up and they're doing it in the right way. I acknowledge that skill set is up for them, and I admire them for it as well. So
you only have to look at people like Ryan, though, don't you, for things like that. It's the actual physical torture he must have gone through with that challenge, but he did it for the kids. And even though after a couple of the latest articles from Make-A-Wish, I wouldn't say I'm not particularly fond because they help children, but at the end of the day, there's things going on behind the background, like with a lot of the big charities, that shouldn't be happening because it's a charity. He did it for the right reasons, which was for the kids. And you've got to have respect for people that are doing them things in the background. He never thought that he'd end up on the news and stuff like that. He was doing it for a good cause. And
do you want to remind people what he'd done, Donna?
He did 30 truck pulls in over 30 metres in 30 days for Make-A-Wish, and then he did one last truck pull at a couple of little stalls. I'd made some jewellery to put all the money towards it, and he ended up pulling his 31st truck believe it was 54 ton, and he pulled it over 30 metres. Now that's where I know my head would explode just trying to move it. So it's one that I'd never do, but
kudos.
Yeah.
you know.
He's doing it for the right reasons. He don't want the fame and fortune. He was doing it for the kids. So,
Well, he's doing the right thing. It's so good for the soul. Yeah, and that, you know, it's like a positive thing for the ego.
yeah,
Not that, oh, aren't people going to think I'm great? No, it's knowing that you've done something that's helped.
yeah,
Instead of going out ranting, instead of going out spreading information and
yeah,
even low vibrational information, I got sick of doing that. Got sick of doing videos just bringing people down because the content of this video is about the shit that we're going through. And I'm thinking,
yeah,
as much as I'm hating seeing it, I'm being a part of the problem, fucking editing the crap and re-chaining it back
yeah.
out to people. That's going to have an
Well,
effect.
I'm waiting on a video now coming from a friend. He actually went to Cardiff this weekend to deal with what's going on in Cardiff at the minute, and it's a 3 hour plus video, which I'm going to sit through and obviously edit it because I'm not going to be able to use the full video because people just switch off. So I've been told certain points where I can do a video and put the bits of the video in between, but they was actually confronted by a group of regular attendants to Alan's snack bar people and threatened. So
Is
that
that
will be one of your sorry.
on camera?
Yeah. I don't know
Right.
if the threats were on camera, but I know a lot of what I'm getting is going to be video of when they was there. And they've gone in the camper van because obviously they're not from round there. So
Right.
they've gone in a camper van and ended up in this particular lay-by that was full of them.
Right.
So, yeah, that's going to be a next video that comes out as soon as I get the footage. I've been given permission to do it. He's actually one of our top fans on the what the fuck with Doc and D. So, yeah.
Speaking of V, what's happened here now? Is that it? Is that cameo appearance over or what? You know, it's not. It's just not working. Oh man, that's
Oh,
such a shame, that isn't it? I
yeah.
clearly don't know the problem because, you know, unless it's a reception issue that's stopping that happening.
This is when you knew for a fact like that being on the right side of history was going to be absolutely epic, but it's not working.
Ain't that the way? Yeah,
Sod's
but
law.
it's one of them that you make your own history, then, don't you? So
Yeah.
you kind of be what you want to project. You know, so in a world where you go to marches for freedom, for, you know, about sexual abuse, CSE, however you want to put it, you're gonna have a vibration with that.
Well, this guy.
Feeling that, sorry, to being someone that can make a difference to those sets of people, and
Yeah.
that without actually taking one step on a march, that could be so powerful. But I'm not trying to discourage marching here either. I'm just giving people other
I'm not.
options if they feel that their only option is to go marching. Look within yourself, look at
Yeah.
your qualities, look at your skills, and you might find that you could do so much other stuff without actually marching, but doing something for the cause.
Yeah. It's like I knew that with the donations to what Ryan was doing, I could possibly quadruple the money easily. So instead of just putting that donation in, I made jewellery and it did what I said, it multiplied the money. So that small donation would manage to multiply the money. There was something else I was going to say, but it's completely gone now. No, it's gone. Full on brain fart moment. But yeah, it's
Well, you know what, Donna? I think it's probably a good time to wrap it up. Hour and a half.
yeah,
I don't think it's too long because I want to be able to re-upload it. It becomes a massive file if it's dead long, and it's just very difficult. But we've covered good key points. We've gone all around the world on many different issues. You'll be back on again.
Dare we talk about the old Russia thing? Are we going to leave that for another video just in case?
Well, just in case, you might be able to just leave it off for now. Russia and Mankinis are definitely not on the charter at the moment. Let's put it that way. No, but we've spoke about pure stuff, haven't we? And it's great to catch up with you. Great to know you're doing all right. And Dave's obviously doing good. What do you expect next week? Have you got a good week, bad week? I know you've got your test coming up.
Well, I've got a group back, which is one bonus after the week that I've just had in the van that's made me extremely poorly. He doesn't lock properly, have no curtains, etc., etc. And I've spat my dummy out big time, which will be getting sorted. So hopefully a better week than last week, but I won't hold my breath because I'll start looking like a smurf. But yeah, it's next week's more to try and get through the week alive more than anything at the minute, unless something else comes up, and then obviously I'll deal with that when it gets here.
Keep smiling, innit? Keep smiling through all the adversity, you know, and keep us informed on Facebook. Honestly, you've got tons of support out there. I see. As soon as you mention something about your working day, pure people jumping in. Are you all right, Donna? How you doing? Is everything all right? You come in, yeah, I'm all right.
I will catch up with the chats, but for some reason, when I'm on video with you, I can't actually see any of the chats. So it's
right. That's a button. I've got all the chat here, but if I was invited into this chat, I don't know whether I'd see it.
Yeah, I see the odd one or two that come up on the screen, but that's it. So I have to. I'm not being ignorant, people. I just can't see the chat. So
yeah, they're the ones I put on. So if I put that up now, you'll see it. But you know, that's just something that Yvonne. We'll have to get Yvonne on at one point. Us three will have to get on and chew the fat. Because it sounds like Yvonne had something to say there, and I'm pretty gutted that the world didn't get to hear it. There'll be other times. So, Donna, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time, as ever.
And thank you for having me on again, and I'm sorry if I blagged anyone's head, but it's just one of them things to be saying. Well, I went on a complete rant a couple of times, didn't I? Didn't take a breath and then forgot what I was going to say next because I got on a tangent, so I'm just apologising for being a Dixie cow.
Well, if you're going to apologise for doing that, I need to apologise every time I come online then, because that's all I ever bleeding do. You know what I mean? I'm not apologising for it. You're getting it. Even the pissing haters. See you later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, it's one of them. Good night, you beautiful bastards. That's my line, isn't it?
I love how you put that in your comments on social media. It's nice, that.
It's my way of saying that I care, but you're not going to see that soft point that you think you can manipulate and take the piss out of, because you can't take my kindness for weakness. I'm kind because that's what's in my heart. And if you think I'm weak, then that's where it's going to bite you in the ass. You know what I mean?
When you've got to do that,
it's bad when you've got to do that. Yeah.
Your kindness for a weakness, when they take that, because you're a non-confrontational person, because you're willing to help, because you're willing to support, you get exploited for it. And it's like, you narcissistical mother. And it's like, what the hell? But
no matter what you do, you're under the limelight just because someone doesn't like you, and they seem to take great pleasure in trying to destroy everything about you. Do you know what I mean? That's how bad it's got. And even, like, you know yourself, I've got just over 300 subscribers on YouTube, but I've had it where I've been told that when I go live to keep my badge off camera, because obviously they've had phone calls, because I shouldn't be thinking the way I'm thinking and I shouldn't have a job. But I'd love to see any of them come and do my job. Do you know what I mean? So I have had it, even though I'm only a small channel, I have had it where I've been told to keep my logo off camera because people have been calling in and trying to get me to lose my job. So, but luckily enough, the boss that was there at the time agreed with what we did. It's just he couldn't do it himself because he had to keep that reputation of the business going. So,
luckily for that,
backfired.
Yeah, well, it's people for you, isn't it? You know, I don't agree with you, so I'm going to get into your employer and make sure that he agrees with me that I don't agree with you, and then lose your job off the back of it. That's what I mean. It's narcissistical behaviour that's counterproductive. If they don't agree with you, why don't they articulate their disagreement within the comments section that is of a respectful nature, so then you can counter that? And then maybe between that engagement, you might come to a bit of a compromise.
Yeah, instead of trying to destroy someone's life, because, fair enough, there might have been them couple of calls to work, but that's all it is with me. because there's nothing else they can physically get to that they could use against me apart from the job I do. Where there are people out there that have got the kids and they're trying to fight for the right things, and they are down to the limit where they're going and ringing social services and telling them that they're not good parents because of the way they think. You know what I mean? It's
Gone all over the place, isn't it? You know, people do that, use it as a weapon. But you know what? We'll end it on this, Donna. As activists, as higher vibrational conscious beings, you kind of see that, doesn't that say more about them than it does about you?
yeah, because it shows the true colours.
Fucking hell, if that's the moves you're making, going off the premise of what we're saying, that all they're doing is looking and listening. They don't know anything other than what you project online.
Exactly.
Yeah, cut your jib to do all that. That says more about you than it does me. Man, you're small, consciously small. Try all your dirty little moves, but man, you're small. Done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Donna, any last words before we say bye-bye?
Just have a great bank holiday weekend. Keep your vibes high and stay positive, because we will get out of this shit in the end, one way or another. And just keep smiling, guys. And thank you for tuning in and having me once again while I'm natter on. Love you all, even the haters. Good night, you beautiful bastards.
We'll have you on very soon. Thank you
Definitely.
very much, Donna. Cheers.
All right, thanks for having me again. Cheers,
Have a
mate.
great weekend, you and Dave, yeah?
Yeah, no worries.
See you later.
Catch you soon. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Yes. Right, I'm going to wrap it up. Getting quite late. Like and share, guys. Hope you've liked the content, what we're trying to do on here. We're trying to talk about all different things going on with real people, you know, just discussing their opinions. Hope you don't ring my employer or Donna's employer, you know, just because we've said what we've said. There is a natural way of engaging with people. It's called debate. So, yes, it is what it is. Have a great bank holiday weekend, guys. Thank you very much. I will be on again probably this time next week. Keep that continuity going. Hopefully, we'll have Sharon and Katie on, and we'll talk raffle. We'll talk more about the bike ride and all other kinds of stuff. So, guys, thank you very much. Enjoy your time that you've got left of the weekend with your family. And as Donna says, keep your vibrations high. And remember, love and light, y'all. Even the pissinators. Thank you very much. Love you all.
I love you. 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 I love you.
Even the pissing haters.
I love you. 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 I love you.